Yo, you good? Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Best Cheapest Podcast. Yeah, how you guys doing? We're doing it solo today. A lot going on, lot of craziness. First and foremost, just to address the elephant in the room. Last week's episode, some of y'all noticed we got a new studio. Got a new setup. Soon a new table. We're doing some things. So now it's just like this. It's like a specified studio room. Before it was like an office slash studio slash a bunch of stuff. Now it's just strictly studio. We have just a bunch of studio fills. We got Fernando Valenzuela over there. You see him? My Polaroids right here. Where's it at? This immigrant running sign. Proud. This is not a t-shirt. Book right there. Shout out Bobby 100. Shout out IE Riverside. We just have a good amount of artwork in here. I was thinking I should give you guys a quick little tour, but the camera setup is a little delicate. We just have some artwork. Shout out Mike, Visual Assassin on Instagram. Shout out Rob. We got some of his pieces. You can probably see the frame there. Some of my boy Oscar Navarrete's lotus flower pieces, and monarch butterfly, symbol of the immigrant, and of course the Mexican flag, some Dodger flags, just stuff, Tibetan prayer flags. So that's that. New studio, new setup. Just feels better. I like the energy in here, But back to the matter at hand. A lot of shit going on. Last week we had my boy Esteban on, and I feel like that was a very good conversation him and I had. We don't agree on a lot of things like views and stuff, and we may politically sit on different sides of the spectrum, but like I said during it, and like I told him, I don't identify with either party or whatever. Maybe by definition on paper I may seem one way or the other, but there's things wrong with either side, and I don't agree with either side. It was a very good conversation. There's a lot of shit going on, and to be able to sit down and have a conversation and agree and disagree and change minds and be able to have a conversation and not argue, not sit there and go at each other's throat. I've known him for a while now. He was probably 13, 14, when I met him and stuff. So, I've known him for a while, and I knew that I felt like it was a really good conversation, and we discussed some stuff, and we bullshitted, and it was all around good, and I think this is the first 2 and 45-minute long video we have, and we really didn't edit much, just personal stuff, and that I thought he said let it ride, and I appreciate that shit. I appreciate him saying nah, like it is what it is, and I want to be raw and just kind of uncut. But I thought it was just better because just for the sake of everybody. But this whole George Floyd stuff, and like we were talking about him with him, it's fucked up. It's crazy. Obviously, all the shit that's been going around and all the protests and just everything. It's overwhelming, and sometimes you take a quick break and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like, there's so many issues out in the world, and of course, this is the most important right now. And but like when like how do you minimize or maximize one from the other? Like how do you decipher, or how do you choose, sorry, like which one do I stand on? Because we can't stand on everything. Like there's there's sharks being hunted unjustly. There's obviously the immigration thing going on. All these other animals getting exploited for just bullshit practices. You know, there's this famine or something or another. I'm just regurgitating this going on in Yemen, and all the unjust things going on in every other country. Like, what do we stand on? Like, do we just concentrate on our country? Do we want world peace? Like, what do we do? It's hard. It's fucking hard. Like this past week, I was thinking, like, man, there's so much shit going on in the world, and yes, of course, we have to settle this and end racism 110%. We have to do that, but I mean, if you do right by one, you have to do right by the other, and like it's just hard. It's hard to fucking go through everything and dissect everything, and because if you're really about it, like this, especially like let's take this for example, this whole Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, all these racism protests, police brutality protests, if you're really about it, I would hope that the people that are really about it, and obviously, like, not saying that some people aren't really about it, but I think it's more of a social pressure to post this or post that on, especially on. I mean, I only have Instagram, but there's like social pressure to oh, you gotta post this because everybody's posting this because it's the right thing to do, so I gotta repost it or I gotta do this, But are you really looking into what it is? Like, are you really looking into all these numbers, like the numbers that him and I were briefly discussing? Even though I said, like, I don't like arguing numbers or putting numbers out because then it turns into an argument for me, and also all these other questions like, oh, that's a left wing outlet, or that's a right wing outlet, or whatever, or like I said, you don't know with what purpose. You really don't know. I mean, the numbers him and I were coming up with are pretty much the same numbers, but what I'm saying is the research that you do or that needs to be done in order to really support one thing or not, because even though it does help, like, to post the black square on Instagram or whatever the case is, like, do you know what it's about? Do you know, like, it's a lot. What I'm saying is it's a lot of work, and in order for progress to be done, that work needs to be done, and it's just a lot. So if you do that for this whole thing going on, what about the other unjust things that are gonna follow? Because this world isn't just, there's a lot of shit going on everywhere all the time. So do you just, after this, you just fold and go back to your normal life, or do we stay as, pushing, issues to resolve them, to bring justice? I don't know. I'm just, it's crazy. It's hard. It's hard, and him and I, we pretty much agreed on everything except for like the white privilege stuff, but he understood what I was saying, and I feel that he understood what I was saying, and he agreed on some things, and it's just hard, like to, it's hard for me too, I think it's hard for everybody to like completely agree on something without like doing your own research, I guess, like to succumbing yourself, it's hard, but I think that it could have easily turned into an argument, but I try to keep it just like I was saying, just about a human to human issue, not a political issue, because that's important. That, I mean, we're talking about a human who got murdered in the middle of the street in Minneapolis, so it's crazy, and I guess that one of them got posted bail, which doesn't mean he's free. He's just not being detained until he gets sentenced. Um, so I mean that doesn't matter. And then the other dude, he fled the fucking state. They caught his ass, obviously. You know. And then that, oh fuck, that one dude that got, I don't know his name, but unfortunately, my bad. The dude that got shot down in Wendy's, you know, fuck that cop. He already got, I think they charged him too. That shit's wild, man. Like it's crazy. I was explaining to him, he may not have those experiences, and not just because his skin tone. I don't believe that he hasn't experienced those things, because I know a lot of people who've experienced crazy stuff throughout the spectrum. But I've had my good deal of encounters with the police, and you know they've not been the best, you know, and you know, do I judge everybody by one person or by one action or by one account? That's not the right thing to do. You know, just like, you know, you just can't. There's fucking bad people and bad things and everything. We just have to do the most to minimize it. You know, at the lowest level. And you know, he was saying that, and I agree with him, where this right now, it's the best time to be alive in this country. Yes, it is, but there's still work to be done. You know, we can't just be satisfied with it and just be like, this year only 1,002 people got killed instead of 1,005. Like, no, like, it's progress, yes, but it has to be even more bigger steps. Like, that's not enough. You know, I was listening to Jocko Willink, and you know, he was saying, like, I don't know why, you know, they don't get more fucking training. You know, like the Navy SEALs, they go through all this fucking training, like situational training for like weeks and months. Like they train. I think he said that they trained 18 months for like one deployment, like one what is it, task or mission or whatever. You know, 18 fucking months, you know what I mean? And for one thing, and they go over the fucking scenario over and over and over again. You know, like, why, I mean, I'm sure I don't fucking know. I'm probably just talking out of my ass, but fuck if he said it, he has more knowledge than I do. And, I mean, and then obviously all these things happening. They're if they're doing it, it's at the fucking basic level, I think. They're just doing it just to fucking check the box. You know? So, I don't think you should ever stop training. You know, there should always be mental training. There should always be emotional training. There should always be physical training. There should always be situational training. There should always be training, especially for cops. Like, you're supposed to be protecting the community. You're supposed to be guarding the community. You're supposed to be there for the community, to serve the community. Like, and like I was telling him, if shit starts to change, and it's not going to be overnight, you know? Like, it's not going to be, I mean, just like I understand that racism isn't going to be gone overnight, unfortunately. It has to be weeded out through time, just like it has been, you know? So, you know, it's a process, but I think that you know, that relationship between the community and the police, if the police want to, it could get better. You know, and I say the police because the police have to be the bigger person in the picture, because the community is the one affected. And I think that the police have to take accountability and say, I understand, whether they believe they're fucking right or not. They have to, you know, I understand why the fuck you don't feel positive when I show up. I understand why you fucking have all these fucking worries when I fucking show up, or when I pull you over because you have a whatever, you know? Like, I was fucking thinking, like, why don't they make the law where, or some shit? I mean, I don't know. I'm just fucking thinking out loud. Like, why don't they make it to where fuck, every time I've gotten pulled over and not ticketed, and these times they've came up, and then that's when they ask for your license and registration, and they ask you if you have it, and then you get it out of the fucking glove box or wherever you have it. I mean, I don't know what the fuck protocol is. I don't remember. I mean, I'm probably shooting myself in the foot or something, but like, I don't know if it's in the test. I don't know if it's in the booklet. Probably it should be in the booklet to get your license, but what I'm saying is they should give you enough time to get all that paperwork ready. That way you're not digging for anything when they pull up. That way they don't think you have pulling out a gun. It should give you enough time. And I don't know, but fuck, I don't know. I'm just, what I was thinking is they should give you enough time to do that, and then roll down your window and put your hands out the window. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, I know you're supposed to put your hands on the steering wheel or not move them until they get here, turn the car off, put the keys away, or put the keys on the dashboard and all that. But, there has to be more implemented, I think. Like, I don't know. I don't think there should be an issue with people. I don't know, because if there already are shit in the books that you have to do, people aren't doing them. I understand not everybody's gonna abide, but I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. But something has to be done, man. And I really do believe in that. Like, I kept on reiterating the water the roots thing. You don't attack this head on. You gotta attack this systematically. You gotta attack this, fucking, I don't know. You just have to attack this smart, and consider it, and just understand that you're dealing with people and different emotions and shit. And you can't just say, nah, fuck that. We're doing this because I said so. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of it is strong-handed. It's and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. But yeah, it was good though. I really dug that conversation. And it's an important one to have. And if you guys know people around you who aren't of the same idea as you, then have a conversation with them, especially if they're close friends or people that you regularly see or whatever. Have conversations with them, and I don't know, I feel like it's important to check yourself, because you could get caught up in your emotions and start spewing negativity, and then that obviously brings back the same, so I don't know. Conversations are important, and I feel like those need to be had. I don't know. Like, they have to happen. Even if you guys are just like, I think there's just a lot of fucking things, man. But I hope all this gets resolved. I hope all this, those 4 officers get sentenced, and get the maximum sentence that they can, that they have to, that they need, possible. And that'll calm waters. That'll give like a quick breather in order for everybody to reassess and give the departments enough time to think about what their next move is. Like, what are we gonna do in order to better this relationship between the community and the department. Because I'm sure they're feeling a lot of pressure right now. I mean, I just saw a fucking video. This female police officer was on talking about a McGriddle or some shit, and she only got a coffee or some shit, and she was crying because she didn't get the proper service, like, and all the pressure, and to say thank you and to say I appreciate you to a police or something like that. Every time you see a police officer, that it's hard out there in the streets for her or for them. Like, what the fuck, lady? What are you talking about? Like, I get it, but also you obviously don't understand the other side. Like, how are you fucking crying over not the proper service at a fast food joint? when there's fucking people worrying about getting fucking killed. You know, it's fucking retarded. But anyway, what the fuck I was saying? Have a conversation with your people. You know, it's important, man. It's important. You know, I mean, my family, obviously, we're Mexican, and we've had that conversation. Like, especially when everything started, we were like, why? You know, I mean, the other day, my mom she didn't even know what the whole deal was. Like, why George Floyd got got arrested or was, I mean, not arrested, but got detained, I guess. You know, and I told her that it was over a $20 bill, and she goes, well, that's why they made that big old thing. I was like, well, you know, and we just had a little conversation, but, you know, I mean, she didn't even know what the purpose was of him initially, like the whole initial exchange was, you know. But when all this was going on, like the riots and the looting, we had a conversation and we talked about, you know, racism. We talked about police. We talked about all that stuff, you know, and we're Mexican and, you know, we're not supposed to be, you know, I guess, you know, to an extent, sometimes we feel excluded from the minority community sometimes, but, you know, it was important for us to have that conversation because we're part of it. You know, we're part of it. When we make that, we have our percentage. I think Hispanics are 18% of the population now here in the U.S. And I think the black community is only 13 now or something. You know, so, but, you know, it's all love. You know, I've talked about it with my girl. My girl's white. Talked about it, you know, to her about it. And obviously her and I agree on pretty much, you know, pretty well everything and stuff. But, you know, we've had that conversation. It was just, you know, as a white girl and as a Mexican dude, we've lived different lives, you know, and she's been around different people, and I've been around, you know, different people, and it was just, I don't know, I'm sure conversations are being had, but it's important to have those with people who don't view the same things you do, because that conceding of ideas, that's the important part. Not digging your feet in the dirt and saying, nah, fuck you, you're wrong. Because then you're just going to continue to stand on opposite ends, and that's what we don't need. We don't need that division. You know, we need some type of unity, and as long as you take 2 steps towards that middle, that's the important part. You know, those 2 steps, that 1 step, those 3 steps, whatever, that's the important part. Is unity, is coming to compromise. You know, I mean, and I'm not even gonna talk about the so-called leader of the nation, because he's obviously not doing anything to show leadership, to show the clear path to a compromise. You know, those are my feelings. I think by his words obviously divide ideas, and that's what trickles down to the population, is that division of ideas. You know, I don't know a lot about politics, but Esteban was saying that what the presidents do really don't affect you. It's your city and your local governments that affect you on your day to day. Which I mean, I think I could pretty much agree on that. You know, but his rhetoric and his energy and the words he spews, those are conveyed and those are easily transmitted to, whether you don't like them, they'll aid you not to like them and fucking go the other way, or if you like them, they'll aid you to say, yeah, fuck yeah. And if you didn't think a certain way about a certain topic and he speaks about it and you're on his side and then he says it and you're like, oh shit, wait, you know what, he's right. And then before you know it, you're like even more influenced, you know. And I don't know, it's just, and he knows it. I mean, he's not stupid. He's just, you know, I think I mean, he obviously knows what the fuck. But anyways, I don't want to get into that shit. But But yeah, bars are opening up. I'm gonna switch it up real quick because I'm putting myself down. Bars are opening up, restaurants are opening up, and all that shit. I've been out quite a bit. I've probably been out to like restaurants and eating out more now than fucking. I think it was that slingshot effect I was talking about a few weeks ago or a month ago, like that. Like you're holding back, and then once they lift everything, it's just like boom. I mean, I've been out to eat fucking 4 or 5 times already, like in the past 2 weeks, and I mean, that's a lot for me because I usually don't go out. I usually don't go out and sit down. Maybe once a week, if that. And we've been out quite a bit. And it's been nice. It's been cool, like seeing everybody out. Kind of things going back to the communal part of it, and yeah, it's been nice. It's good that this whole Corona thing. I follow a couple people that are in the medical field, and they were saying that things are starting to ramp up and all this stuff. But I also read a report online that they said that the virus can't spread over surfaces. So it's only airborne now, so it can't spread if you like and then put your hand to your mouth or your nose or your eyes or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, even before, I only really wore a mask when shit started. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do my part, put my mask on. Then after a while, I thought about this. I was like, okay. I mean, my girl said it. I mean, me and my girl talked about it. So you're wearing an N95 mask that's preventing any virus or germ to come into your body, right? So what's going to happen this whole time you're wearing an N95 mask, and then they say you don't have to wear a mask no more. So your immune system got all debilitated because you're being sparkly, spanking clean, because your immune system needs to always be working. So now any allergy, any fucking small flu is going to knock you down. So I was like, fuck that. I ain't wearing masks unless they ask me to. And that's what I did. I was like, fuck it. Even now, I mean, I think only in one place they asked me to wear a mask. Sorry about that, guys. I've been getting back on the rehydration mode. Trying to drink a gallon a day again. I fell off the wagon for a little bit, but we back. What was I talking about? Oh, Corona, going out. Yeah, we've been going out and shit, which was cool, and we got a little like. Well, no, I was gonna say some stuff, but I haven't cleared it with people. But yeah, I like this whole. It even feels different going out. I think people are much more polite. Like we've been to Victoria Gardens to eat a couple times, and people seem to be much more like appreciative, especially at the restaurants. Like people seem to be much more appreciative that you're there. Like the waiters and the waitresses, they're like more. Like they're happier that, they're back to work, or I mean, just seeing people. I mean, it's felt good. It's felt good being, in different restaurants. I think the first one we went to was I think it was Buffalo Wild Wings. Maybe I don't know. They had like just reopened the dine-in area, and we went. And it was kind of funny because the dude, he was like standing pretty far away, and he had to like lean forward to give us like the napkins and all that stuff. And I'm like, dude, it's fine. We're Corona free, I promise. But it's all a process. Ooh, disrespectful. It's all a it's all a process. It's just it'll come back to it'll come back better. I think. You know, it's not gonna be the same. But yeah, um, just a quick one today. I think there's not really much going on other than the whole George Floyd thing and the Corona stuff lifting. Schools coming back this at the beginning of summer. I mean, what else? You know, I think it. Huh? Soccer's back. Tell me about it, because I haven't watched shit. I've been real busy. There's been a lot of shit going on. I mean, like, well, I've just been real fucking busy between a lot of shit. But who's back? What's back? All of Europe. The Premier League. Hey, what's gonna happen with that? Like, that's fucking wild. Like, are they gonna shorten the tournaments? So when the season ends, are they gonna just keep on playing for next season to balance it out for next year? Yeah, no, I understand. But what I'm saying is, yeah, they're just gonna fucking keep on playing. True, 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 true. Well, that's how I think all the ones here, all the sports here are doing it. Because baseball's doing a three league. I think it's a three league. It's not like national and American League no more. It's gonna be West, Central, and East. So it's just gonna be three. Even Liga MX. Well, theirs ended like right now or something. Yeah, their Liga MX ended like right now, and then they start back up like in September or something. What? Damn! All those players are gonna get fat. The food from Fall High. What's his name? Jonathan. Damn, that food played for no Querétaro. What about fucking Profe? Shout out Profe. Like salary. Uh, well, Profe, he's the strength and conditioning coach. He was Isaac's strength and conditioning coach, and he's a strength and conditioning coach out in Querétaro for the pro team, and he lived with us for a while, about like 6 months. So that's so I'm talking to about when I say Profe. But damn, that's wild. I need to go back and fucking rejuvenate my soccer stuff because I haven't kept up with any of that stuff. 100 games in 39 days. But so they're gonna like one team is gonna play 100 games. Oh, I was about to say like they're gonna have to play fucking 3 times a day. I was like, there's gonna be days where they play 3 times a day, and most of them are gonna be 2 a day. Mm. Oh shit. Oh shit. So every day in those 39 days, there's gonna be at least 2 games going on. Damn, that's dope.
that one is still like mathematically because someone can still catch up, or Man City can still catch up. But
So when does the so they're still going to schedule?
yeah,
So in 39 days, the Premier League officially ends, like during regular season.
technically.
Like if the regular season was happening in 39 days, it was supposed to end.
Oh no, no, not if the, like if it was if like it never stopped. No, it would have kept going because they play every weekend, not every day.
So then why are they ending it in 39 days?
Well, they're not ending it. They're just that's how much game they have scheduled, and they have scheduled for 39 days, and they have 100 games in those 39
Damn, that's
days.
crazy. Fucking Liga MX. Disrespectful again. Liga MX fucking they suck already. I've been saying it. Like I've been saying it for like a few years now. Like MLS, yeah, they're whack, and every time a Liga MX team fucking come and play MLS, they whoop them. But fuck, just give them 2022. They're gonna be way fucking better. You know, they got that style. They got that quick, European style, and I think, fuck, for in the in the beginning, it seemed like they just want the money, bringing all these fucking retired European players, da 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 da. But now that I think about it, like they brought him over for money, of course, but also in a way to, because when those European players were coming down, like out of their prime, that's the level that the MLS was. Like on the downhill of the big players. That's the level. So if you match that and they have something to give to the league, and then you elevate the league a little bit, and then you get somebody better, and then you get somebody better and better and better and better and better. That's what they're doing. And then everybody around them who's playing with them gets like all amped up because they're playing with fucking all these legends and shit. So and there's a fucking market here. I mean, they know how to fucking do. I mean, Phoenix. I went to Phoenix, months ago now, but I went to Phoenix, and they had their program going right off the 10 freeway, the Phoenix something. But they already had like I mean, fuck. I mean, the U.S. fucking runs on sports, so they have all that infrastructure to fucking bring them up and get all those fucking teams. I mean, I remember when fucking LAFC was they were recruiting for Porra, at a Mexico game. Fucking, it might have been that one. It might have been that game in 2017. It might have been the CONCACAF Cup.
Oh yeah, they were.
Yeah, it was that one.
It was.
Remember we were walking around at the Fan Fest or whatever?
Yeah.
It was just you and me and my dad
And
and your lady. Yeah, that was it.
it was
And they were asking for like porra signups for the
LAFC.
I don't know what they call them in English, but in Spanish it's called hincha, right?
Yeah.
La hinchada.
La barra.
La what?
La barra.
La barra.
Yeah. That's what they say in Mexico.
La barra.
La barra de Atlas and la barra de Querétaro.
Uh, yeah, so I mean they got all that fucking money and they got the infrastructure to do it, shit. So, but yeah, man, things are starting to get up, looking up, and hopefully, like I said, all that positive energy just fucking slingshots out, and everybody's just, there's a lot of positive things happening around, at least around me, around us here, and around the community, even so. So, but yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. It's a little short one and all that, but I I don't want to, aside from not wanting to obviously bring up a lot of like too much stuff, I don't want to kind of overlap what's actually happening right now in terms of like society and everything. There's still some importance to give to all the the racism stuff and police brutality stuff. So, but yeah, stay positive and stay. When was it? I'm like saying goodbye and I come back. I think it was I don't know. I mean, obviously this doesn't go, but fuck. A few days ago, I was like, I was thinking about everything going on, and I told my girl like, man, I can't even like, I didn't even sleep last night. I was just thinking about everything. Like, there's so much shit going on, and obviously when this whole George Floyd thing was happening, and I was like, man, I was just thinking about a bunch of shit, and it was overwhelming just thinking about it. Like, damn, like, fuck, what do I say? How do I think? What do I do? How do I go about, like putting in my grain of salt? Like all that shit. Like I was just thinking about all this shit, and I'm like, and the following day, and I kind of analyzed my thinking and how I was feeling, and I'm like, man, like all this shit can be overwhelming, but as long as you stay with a positive intent, you know, obviously life isn't always going to be sunshine and rainbows or whatever the fuck the saying is. But if we stay with that positive intent and that positive mentality, and doing things because it's the right thing to do, I don't know. And like thinking wise, just keeping that positivity and not letting things overwhelm you, kind of not letting, and not resisting either. If there's negative shit coming to your mind state, to your mind, just let it come. Because if you resist, then that energy is still gonna be there. Like that thought coming, trying to be in your head, and you're like, no, get away, and your mind is gonna turn to concentrate on that resistance instead of what you're actually trying to think about in the first place. You're meeting that shit with more negativity, and that's what's the focus, is trying to push it away instead of letting it come and go, so that you could think about what you really wanted to think, But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Appreciate you guys. Stay positive. Get those conversations going. Conversations, not arguments. And much love. I appreciate you guys. Share, follow, all that good stuff. Let somebody know about this. That way we grow and we get more conversations going. So much love. Thank you guys. Peace. Wait, don't stop recording. Did you stop recording? Yeah, see how that. I'm gonna give a quick tour to of the studio real quick. I know it's not completely done yet, but it's pretty much done. So there's still some curtains need to go up. The tables needs to come in. Oh, and we're gonna be expanding. We're gonna put in more mics, more mics, more. Well, let me go grab it home. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get this camera set up. We're gonna have to have it here. Make sure I don't rip any cables. But yeah, it's that mic piece I was talking about over there. Wait. It's that mic piece right there. That Zazu. He was in I think that was Kai in Antelope Canyon. We got that Black Rose from Rob. Oh shit. That Niego Choni. Water is sacred, water is life. That South Dakota Sioux Tribe. Shout out for the No Dakota Access Pipeline protest right there. That Young Bobby Hundreds. Shout out Riverside IE, of course. For those of you who don't know, it's from Riverside. Fernando Valenzuela, the Aztec calendar. The culture. The gas mask I bought fucking a long ass time ago. I thought it was cool. That Babalambai Bus original record. 2 record deluxe. That's my alarm. Make sure that. That's probably what they're listening to right now. Hurry, go. Just push whichever button. Sorry about that, guys. My alarm. That was my alarm. I just got it. Just kidding. That's Isaac right there in the sun. But yeah, it's 1978 deluxe record. This is one of my favorite pieces. Me and move the chair real quick. Me and Rob right there. Boom. My boy Rob. He came up with this whole piece. This came off of a conversation I was having with my boys, and during like 2016 time, and it's obviously said it's all fun and games until Trump deports your friends. We were having a conversation. Those Tibetan flags up there, it's like a little story we have up there too, but Tibetan flags right there. Hold on, let me step over this. You got the Familia, boom, right there, good thing it's blurred. There's another piece by Roberto. It's a wedding ring. And it says, I love you forever till ice do us part. Ice. My rally flags is the CONCACAF Cup I was talking about earlier, that Mexico USA when fucking, what's that fool's name?
Pablo Aguilar.
Pablo Aguilar scored that fucking volley to win it in the last minute of overtime. The fucking crowd went wild and we're behind the scoring goal. Woo! That was fire. Even my dad threw his beer in there. I think this was game 4 World Series 2018 when the Dodgers lost against Boston. Fuck the Red Sox. This is the Lotus Flower and the Monarch pieces from Oscar Navarrete right here. And this was like back in 2016, I believe. These are old pieces. Back when, he was doing this thing on Etsy. And, of course, the flag right here. Got my boy Cantinflas, Mario Mendez, the great Robert Nesta. Another piece by Robert. So shout out Robert. We got your gallery right here, boy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We got the bones right there. Dominoes, fire extinguisher in case shit gets too hot. And yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Much love. Peace.